Hi learners, I'm John. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about this mysterious icon that shows up on your Roadcaster screen that I often see asked by people who are new or maybe even seasoned users, never thought about this icon, don't know what they are. It is the monitor icon. Let me show you what it looks like. I took a picture because it's so tiny. So that is the monitor icon. It's to the left of your main mix meter, to the left of it. And sometimes it does not always have that yellow X over it, and I'll explain the different states of that button. And I'm gonna show you what the back of the Roadcaster is to show you what I'm talking about. So this is the back of your Roadcaster, and this is the monitor output. This thing right here, this icon, it's the same icon that you see, it's really tiny on the screen. There's left and right, or 1 and 2. It gives you 2 output for you to connect to any sort of monitor speakers. And now now that you understand what that does, so that you should connect those 2 cables to a set of monitor speakers. And the icon that we were looking at here is showing you the various different status of the output level. So now I'm going to go to the Roadcaster and show you what I'm talking about. What I have now is, if it shows yellow, it means it's automatically muted. It's on the auto state. And earlier you saw also in this picture, there's an X, there's a yellow X over the speaker icon. That's because it is auto muted. If I turn my microphone down all the way, which you'll probably stop hearing me, not probably, you will definitely stop hearing me. If I lower my microphone all the way, you'll see this icon that is up on top. It's a little bit blurry here on this camera, but you can at least take a look and see the status will change when I lower my mic. Say turn into green. When I bring my microphone up, the level up, it turns back into the yellow mute with an X. So if I hit the mute button also, as you can see here on the screen, that also turned green. So if I mute my microphone, if no microphones are turned on, so as you can see, I have mic 4 and mic 2 also here, but these 2 microphones are muted. So if I mute my mic 1, the monitor icon turned green and the X is now gone. So let's go into the settings. I'll explain what that is doing. So this is actually a really good feature, a good function that's built into your Roadcaster. But if you don't know what you're doing, it might be confusing or it might cause issues that you might not know how to resolve. So if you go to outputs and then go to monitor, this is the control. If you have auto mute monitor output turned on, which you can see here, if you have that turned on, that's when you see the yellow status. If you have the auto mute monitor's output turned on, anytime if there's a hot mic, if there's a microphone that is on, that is not on mute, that is on, or the fader is pushed up, you will automatically get the monitor speakers muted. So the signal cuts off. That's when you see the yellow icon or yellow color X or yellow ring around that icon. It means it's an auto mute mode. When it's in auto mute mode, you don't have to worry about getting any feedback or getting your microphone picking up your own voice and cause feedback, because anytime there's a hot mic, either unmuted or the fader's up, it will automatically mute your monitor speakers, or the monitor output that's connected to your monitor speakers. So that is what it is. Now, of course, you can also do that to Bluetooth output as well. So if you have a Bluetooth speakers that's you pair it to your Roadcaster Pro or Roadcaster Duo, Roadcaster Pro 2 or Duo, you could also do the same thing by turning this functionality on. They're independent of each other. This is a hardware connection. This is a hardwired connection, and this is a Bluetooth connection. So if you have a Bluetooth speakers connected, you can also have that functionality activated, which is really helpful because you don't want to cause feedback. And you can also turn fixed output level, which means you have no control. That's going to send audio out to your speakers in full volume. Essentially, you can't control it anymore. What do I mean by controlling? When you want to control the speaker volume or your monitor output volume, you can use the rotary encoder, which is this guy right here. You can turn it up or down. As you can see, that yellow ring around the button is now going up or down. Of course, when it's yellow, it means your auto mode is on, and then the X shows that it's muted. If your mic is hot, it will automatically mute. So that's what it is. You can, of course, turn off the auto mute functionality. I'm going to do it. Hopefully, I won't get any feedback. I have my speaker is pretty low, but I can hear it now. My speaker is playing. So now this button is no longer yellow. It's green now. And there's no X. It's dangerous because if you move your microphone close to your speaker, it's going to cause feedback. You're going to hear that sharp beep sound. So it's dangerous. It's good to have the auto mute on if you know what you're doing. So have auto mute on. Now, while we're here, I can also show you how do you, if you just want to temporarily mute the speaker rather than having it auto mute, you can tap and hold on this icon on the screen. It's going to buzz and it's going to show you mute. This time it's red. It is manually turning on the mute. Even though I have it auto mute, I can still override it by manually muting it. So if you don't have the auto mute turned on, you could use the shortcut of just tapping and holding on that icon to mute it. Tap and hold it, it will unmute. Now, you could also use the rotary encoder, which is this guy right here, the biggest knob on your RØDECaster. If you tap and hold it down, it will also mute the monitor speakers. Tap and hold it again, it's going to unmute it. And this is the knob where you control the volume. And of course, sometimes this is multifunction rotary encoder, so it can control anything. If you're in different contextual what am I saying? If you're in a different context menu screen, this will turn into a dial to control different things. For instance, if you go into your mic setting and then you go into your compressor setting, you want to change your compressor level, you can actually use this to turn up or down your compressor threshold or any setting that you might have there. So it's contextual. But for this instance, for your monitor, it is by default. If you don't turn anything on, it is by default controlling your monitor volume. So this is when you can turn your monitor speaker volume or output, not your speaker itself, but the output, monitor output volume of your RØDECaster up or down by turning this. So if you ever run into a situation where you're trying to use the monitor speakers, but you couldn't figure out why there's always no sound coming out, it might be because you have the auto mute feature turned on, which to me is a good thing because when you have a hot mic, you don't have it. But occasionally people use the output monitor as a PA system. They connect it to their PA system and the microphone is not facing the speakers, and therefore it is safe to have the speaker blasting out to a room of full of audience. That time is when you want to turn off the auto mute so that you can have hot mic and your speakers playing sound for the room of audience using your output monitor output level. So hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions about it, please leave it in the comments. But that's the most asked question when I go into a forum. What is this thing? Or why can't I get any sound from my monitor? So hopefully that's helpful. Thanks for watching.